لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Everyday Muslim. These are your brothers Abdul Qadir
And Abdullah Mustafa.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam. What's going on with you?
Alhamdulillah, man. Just prayed Friday, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
May Allah accept our du'as.
Ameen ya Rabb.
Ameen ya Rabb.
Yeah, may Allah protect us and keep our intentions good, pure, and totally for His sake.
Ameen ya Rabb. And may Allah give us Jannah.
Ameen ya Rabb.
And it's Ramadan, so let's make du'a.
Alhamdulillah, the best time to make dua.
Yeah, inshallah.
Alright, so ya akhi, alhamdulillah, the topic is taqwa. So inshallah, you can what is taqwa? Let's just start on that. What is taqwa?
People give it different translations. You know, some of them say taqwa means taqwa is to fear Allah Azza wa Jal. Some of them say taqwa is to be aware of Allah Azza wa Jal. You know, like when you're driving or whatnot, and you see haram, and then you say, "Oh, astaghfirullah, I need to stop looking." That's what taqwa is.
Taqwa. So taqwa is so that meaning that you're saying is that taqwa is basically to be mindful of Allah.
That's it.
And to fear Allah.
Yeah.
Okay, mashallah. So alhamdulillah, that's a good thing, and we need to fear Allah.
Of course.
Because like we say, we are the middle nation. You have some people, you tell them to fear Allah. What are you talking about? I'm not fearing God. For what?
Yeah.
Why do I need to fear Him? Then you have some people who may be too extreme, and that's all they're about. You know, hellfire, hellfire, hellfire. May Allah save us. Ameen ya Rabb. But the point is, you should be in the middle. You fear Allah, because if you don't fear Allah, you're just going to do anything. You're going to sleep with her, you're going to smoke with him, and you're going to say Allah is the most merciful, which He is.
He is.
So you can't so you have to fear Him, and then at the same time you have to have hope in Allah, hope in His mercy and His forgiveness. So we're the middle nation, basically. We fear Allah, and at the same time we have hope in His mercy.
Yeah. One of the scholars said, I was reading about him earlier, he said that when we fear something, right, human beings, we run away from them. But when we fear Allah Azza wa Jal, we get close to Allah Azza wa Jal. So you by fearing Allah Azza wa Jal, you get close to Allah Azza wa Jal. And last week we talked about the love of Allah Azza wa Jal, how to earn the love of Allah Azza wa Jal. And having taqwa is one of the ways to earn the love of Allah Azza wa Jal.
Alhamdulillah. And taqwa, again, it doesn't mean, as a meaning of what the brother is saying, it doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes, because we're all going to make mistakes. You'll do something maybe unintentionally, but you remember Allah and you fear Allah and you stop. Like, let's say you're having a discussion with a neighbor, it gets out of hand, you start raising your voice. Now in Islam, we're taught to be good to the neighbors. You cannot be bad to your neighbors.
Yeah.
Like, isn't there punishment for that?
Oh, of course.
So you cannot be bad to your neighbors. We have to be good to our neighbors.
Muslim and non-Muslim. Your neighbors.
Muslim and non-Muslims. Argument with your neighbor of whatever the reason was, and you start to raise your voice at him or her, but you remember Allah and you know that Allah may not be pleased with this. So then you know what? I'm sorry. I'll pay for whatever I just broke or whatever damage I did. Whatever, you remember Allah and you stop. So taqwa isn't saying that you don't make mistakes. It's just saying that when you're doing something wrong, you remember Allah and you stop. Or you can be on your way to doing something wrong and you stop. Or something can happen and your reaction you can feel that it's about to be a negative one and you stop. So alhamdulillah.
Yeah, that's what taqwa basically is, It's just to remember Allah Azza wa Jal, if you're about to do haram or you did haram. It's just to stop and remember Allah Azza wa Jal, and remember that one day you're going to have to answer to Him. You're going to be standing in front of Him, right? That's what taqwa is, It's something inside you that just stops you, it tells you to stop. That's what taqwa is.
MashaAllah.
And sometimes some people, they say that, like, when you're about to do something haram and they say, don't you have taqwa? Aren't you scared of Allah? That's not what taqwa is. You can't be scared of someone and love that person at the same time. We're not scared of Allah, we fear Allah, but we are scared of His punishment. You see what I'm trying to say? We're scared of His anger. We're not scared of Him, because you can't be scared of someone or something and love it at the same time. Like, your mom, you can't be scared of your mom and love it at the same time. You fear your mom, but you still love your mom, right? Same with Allah. We scared of His punishment. You know, we're scared of His anger. We don't want Him to be angry at us, right?
Right.
But we fear Him. You know, we fear Allah Azza wa Jal.
MashaAllah.
That's what it is.
MashaAllah. And I was reading something, an article by a brother, and he said basically he quoted I think maybe a scholar, and the scholar basically described what taqwa was very beautifully, and his definition of it was to abstain from sins, both minor and major, and do not underestimate small sins, because the mountains are made up by small pebbles. So this actually is another good meaning of what taqwa is. You abstain. It's not to say you don't make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. And we need Allah to forgive us. May Allah forgive us. Ameen. So we need Allah's forgiveness. So you're going to make mistakes, but you abstain. You try not to make those mistakes. You try not to displease Allah. And again, and don't underestimate minor sins. Maybe someone will say, well, is this a major sin or a minor sin? If it's a minor sin, I can do it. If it's major, I don't do it. No. Don't commit any sins. Do not disobey Allah as much as you can. Disobeying Allah is disrespect to Allah. You are disrespecting Him. So, okay, so do not disobey Allah as much as you can. It's when we disobey Allah, we are disrespecting Him, and we don't want to disrespect Allah.
And still, even if you forgetting you do a haram or whatnot, you could always go back to Allah Azza wa Jalla. You could always make tawbah. Yes. So let's say, for example, if I'm driving, right, and I see a girl on my left side, right, and I accidentally look, and I don't look away, I could always go back to Allah and ask for forgiveness. Allah Azza wa Jalla will always forgive you. As long as you go back with sincerity and then you ask Allah to forgive you, He will forgive you.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. And so that's the discussion this week, is taqwa. And alhamdulillah, we thank you all for being with us and tuning into these talks.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.